IT posted on Instagram an image from back when he was an MVP candidate just 2 seasons ago with the caption, quote, "So quick to forget, I'll remind him though." Shannon Sharpe, are you surprised that this is the best contract he could get?
I really am, Skip, because I thought he could get the vet minimum or the mid-level exception.
Yep.
But he 2 steps below that, 1 year at $1 million. And just to think, a couple of years ago in that graphic, Skip, he was in line to get a $100+ million contract. And he was really, really dynamic in Brad Stevens' system. Now, that's the only system that we've seen him in that he could be 5'9" and be as dynamic as he was. But how times have changed. And sometimes heroes don't get the monetary reward that they deserve, Skip. He tried to play through an injury.
He did.
His sister had tragically passed away, and he tried to gut it up. And he cost himself $100+ million. And I feel bad for him because we ask our athletes to, sometimes to do things that maybe they shouldn't do. And maybe against his better judgment, he shouldn't have done it. But because of what he was going through, and that was his place of refuge, was to get out there on that court so he wouldn't continuously think. And he had some games where, Skip, it was unbelievable going through what he was going through and for him to be able to play at that level. But just 2 years later, Skip, he's playing for $2 million when he was in line to get a $100 million plus contract.
Just shocking and sad.
It is.
Do you realize it was less than a year ago, because it was in early August, that he issued his now infamous comment about they're going to have to bring out the Brinks truck to pay me?
Yes.
And he had a logo of a Brinks truck put on some sandals that he wore that wound up on social media. And that was his mindset just 2 weeks before he got traded for Kyrie. And he walks in the door in Cleveland, and he immediately basically announced he's now LeBron's co-star and equal. And you hit the ceiling,
yes,
as did I, because I thought it was so out of bounds and so outrageous. And you were so out on Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, for me.
Did he not mess it up for
yes.
a while? He messed it up for a while. And obviously, his hip was not right.
Nope.
He should have had surgery immediately.
Yes.
He tried to just let it heal on its own, and it was never quite right. But I got to give him this. When he did go to the Lakers at the end of the year, he played 17 games. 6 times in those 17 games, 6 out of 17, he had 20-plus points. So I would watch from that first game he played for the Lakers, he had 22 points. So he still got some game, right?
He's going to Denver.
Yeah.
Malone coached him in Sacramento, so there is some familiarity. But they've already set the parameters. You will be coming off the bench. Because, see, Skip, the way Isaiah sees himself and the way these teams see him, that's totally different. They're not in line. Most of the people moving forward is going to want him to come off the bench. Isaiah sees himself as a starter. He knows a bench player not getting no 80, 90, $100 million contract. So that's why, he's trying to get back into the starting lineup, and I got no problem with that. But it's just hard to build your team around a guy that's 5'8".
It is.
It's hard to build your team.
Because he can't defend.
No.
He's just not tall enough to defend.
No.
And yet, he can score.
Yes.
And if he can bounce back to, 90% of what he was after the surgery that he had. So I look at this team. You love Jokic. You loved him all last year. And they did obviously re-sign him and Jamal Murray and Garrett Harris at the guards, and then Will Barton and Paul Millsap at the fourth. That's pretty. If he's your 6th man, this could be a steal of a deal at just $2 million to get that. I mean, just 2 years ago, he averaged 29 points a game.
The thing with the Denver, Skip, is not their ability to score. Is that they play no defense and they can't stop anybody from scoring.
Well, he won't help there.
No, he's not going to help there. But this is sad. Guess what? Kawhi is still. Kawhi's like, that's what. Now y'all see why I didn't come back out there when I wasn't 100%. Because he was in line to get $100 million and he's playing for $2 million. I'm in line to get $219. I'm really trying to get all that, Skip.
Kawhi Leonard had a bruised thigh.
That's what they thought his was, too.
Thigh. He had a hip injury. Hip injuries can end your career. See Bo Jackson.
Oh, I know. Rod Smith had that torn labrum in his hip.
Right?
Yeah, they're not easy to come back from.
Serious
That
business.
is. It's because they go ahead and have to reattach it. Yeah. Bo's on was more serious than that because his was the socket. His fractured the socket. So it's like that ball and bone socket, it just blew out.
Kawhi Leonard took a knee to the thigh.
It hurt, painful. Ooh, I can't
Played
go.
9 games out of 82 with a thigh bruise.
Yeah, but I can't go.
Really?
I can't.
So Kawhi's saying, see, I told you so. No, he's not. He's saying, well, I pulled one over on them.
He's like, this hurt. Y'all got 219 over there for me. I need a $219 million bad day.
I want to go home. Send me to LA.
Yeah, he want to go to LA. Let the man go home. There's no place like home.
Please.
There's no place like home. There's no place like. Isn't that what Dorothy said?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, she said she want to go home. Kawhi said he want to go home. Send him home. Do right, RC. Do right, Pop. Send him to the Lakers.
Send him to Toronto, where he belongs.
What kind of foolishness is that?
Belongs in Toronto.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
That's what Vegas says.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.